Imagine this. You're 72 years old. You've paid off the mortgage 18 years ago. Every nail, every paint stroke, every rose bush in the garden, you put it there with your own hands after your husband passed. This house is not just walls. It's your entire life carved in wood and memories. And then, one evening, your own son walks in with his wife, looks at you sitting in your favorite armchair, grabs the remote from your hand, switches off the TV mid-sentence, and says 4 words that change everything. "Go to your room, old woman. This living room is mine now." His wife, your daughter-in-law, doesn't even look up. She just stares at the floor, silent. And in that 1 second of silence, something inside you breaks. Not with anger, not with tears, with ice-cold clarity. You don't shout, you don't cry. You simply stand up, take your keys, and walk out of your own house without a single word. That night, a hotel room, a single bed, a cup of tea you actually get to finish, and 1 phone call that starts the countdown. Because tomorrow morning, a man in a crisp black suit will ring your doorbell, and when your son opens it, he will realize something terrible. He never owned anything in that house. Not the couch, not the TV, not even the air he breathes inside those walls. Welcome to my channel. If you love real-life stories where silence speaks louder than screams, where one old woman turns paperwork into a weapon, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications, because this story is about to get very, very interesting. Let's go back to the beginning. My name is Eleanor Grace Thompson. Everyone calls me Ellie, or used to. Now most people just call me the lady who didn't break. I was 72, widowed for 14 years, retired from the county land records office after 38 years. I knew one thing better than anyone. Paper doesn't lie. People do. My only son, Brandon, 42 years old, married to Sarah for 9 years. They had a nice condo until Brandon lost his job in marketing. "Temporary," he said. "Just 6 months, Mom. We'll pay rent, promise." I said yes, because that's what mothers do. I gave them the master bedroom. I moved to the small guest room with the single bed. I cooked. I cleaned. I paid the electricity, water, internet, everything. They said thank you maybe twice in 3 years. 3 years turned into 4, then 5, and slowly the house stopped feeling like mine. Brandon started inviting friends over for football nights. Sarah redecorated my kitchen without asking. They replaced my old floral curtains with blackout ones because glare on the TV. My rose garden, Brandon's buddies trampled it playing beer pong. I said nothing. Until that Tuesday evening, I was watching my favorite gardening show, fresh chamomile tea in my hand. The armchair still smelled like the lavender sachet I kept under the cushion. Brandon stormed in from work, threw his keys on my coffee table, stood right in front of the screen. "Look at you, just sitting here all day." He snatched the remote, pressed power. Black screen. "Go to your room, old woman. The game starts in 10 minutes. This living room is mine now." Sarah stood in the doorway holding grocery bags. Our eyes met. I waited. 1 word. Just 1 word from her. "Brandon, that's not okay." Or, "Mom lives here too." Nothing. She lowered her gaze and started unpacking apples like nothing happened. That silence hurt more than the words. I stood up slowly. My knees cracked. Old wood speaking. I walked past them both, into my tiny guest room, closed the door. But I didn't cry. I opened the bottom drawer of the dresser, pulled out the leather folder I hadn't touched in years. Deed of trust. Sole owner. Eleanor G. Thompson. No liens. No cosigners. No quitclaim. Nothing. I sat on the edge of the bed, and for the first time in 5 years, I smiled. That night, I packed 1 small suitcase. Just clothes, my medications, the folder, and my late husband's wedding ring. I left through the side door, locked it from outside, walked 2 blocks, caught an Uber. "Where to, ma'am?" "The Marriott on Riverfront. 1 week, please." In the hotel lobby, marble floors, soft piano, I felt something I hadn't felt in years.
Free. Ellie, it's almost 10 p.m. Everything okay? It was my old colleague from the records office, now a property attorney, Margaret Hayes. Margaret, I need a favor. A big one. I told her everything, word for word. She listened. Then, you want the nuclear option? No, I said. I want the legal option. The correct one. Next morning, 7:45 a.m., I was in her office. Signed every paper. Notice to quit, 30 days. Demand for fair market rent retroactive. Notice of termination of gratuitous license. Affidavit of sole ownership. Then the best part. I called the utility companies. One by one. Good morning, this is Eleanor Thompson, account holder. I'd like to suspend services at 1427 Maple Lane, effective immediately. Reason, occupants are no longer authorized. Yes, all of them. Internet, cable, water, electricity. Put it on hold, not cancel.
I'll reactivate when I'm ready. The lady on the phone actually laughed. Ma'am, you're savage. Done in 90 minutes. By 10 a.m., a process server named Javier, young, polite, suit like a funeral director, rang the doorbell of my house. Brandon opened the door in boxers and a stained t-shirt. Javier handed him the thick envelope. Eleanor Thompson versus Brandon Thompson and Sarah Thompson. You've been served. Brandon ripped it open right there on the porch, read the first line out loud. Notice to vacate premises. 30 days. He laughed at first. Then he screamed, Mom, what the hell is this? But I wasn't there. I was sitting in a cafe 3 miles away, eating Eggs Benedict, sipping real coffee, watching the river. My phone started blowing up at 10:07. Brandon, 14 missed calls. Sarah, 9 texts. Mom, please pick up. We're sorry. It was a bad day. You can't do this. I turned the phone face down, finished my breakfast, paid with my own card. At 11:23 a.m., first power flicker. By noon, internet gone. Cable gone. Wi-Fi dead. Brandon called from Sarah's phone. I answered on the 5th ring. Mom, what are you doing? The power just went out. We have a Zoom meeting in 20 minutes. I said calmly, you have 30 days. Use them wisely. Click. That was day 1. Now, let me fast forward a little, but not too much, because every single day after that got better for me. Day 3. Brandon tried to call the electric company. They told him, sorry, sir, only the account holder can restore service, and she requested suspension. He screamed at the customer service rep. They hung up. Day 5. Sarah came to the hotel, crying in the lobby. Mom, we're sleeping with candles. The fridge is thawing. Please. I met her in the lounge, ordered her tea, listened. Then I said, for 5 years, I slept in a single bed so you could have a king. I ate leftovers so you could order DoorDash. I paid every bill while you redecorated my house. Now you sleep with candles for 5 more weeks. You'll survive. She cried harder. I paid for her Uber home. Day 12. Brandon tried the adverse possession card, called a cheap lawyer. Lawyer laughed him out of the office. You lived there with permission. Your mother never abandoned the property. She lived there. You have 0 claim. Day 18. They ran out of money. No internet equals no freelance work for Sarah. No power equals no gaming streams Brandon was trying to start. They sold the PlayStation on Facebook Marketplace, got $180. Day 23. Sarah called again, this time alone. Mom, he's talking about divorce, says if he doesn't have the house, he doesn't want me. I said, then he never wanted you. He wanted square footage and free Wi-Fi. Silence. Then she whispered, I'm sorry for everything.
I didn't say it's okay, because it wasn't. I said, 30 days isn't forever. Use them. Day 29, moving truck in the driveway. I wasn't there. Javier was. He did the final walkthrough. Photos, inventory, keys collected. They left at 4:17 p.m. I got the text from Javier. Premises vacated. All locks changed per your request. Keys with me. Congratulations, Mrs. Thompson. I cried then. Not sad tears, relief tears. That evening, I went home, opened the front door, smell of stale pizza, gone. Beer cans, gone. Blackout curtains, gone. I threw every window open, draft like freedom. I mopped the floors twice, scrubbed baseboards, hung my old floral curtains back up. In the living room, my armchair waited exactly where it belonged. I sat down, picked up the remote, turned on the gardening channel, volume exactly where I liked it. No one came to turn it off. 2 months later, Sarah moved into a small studio apartment, got a job at a nursery, ironically, plants, started therapy. Brandon moved back with his college buddy, still jobless, still angry. But one Sunday, Sarah knocked on my door. No key, just a knock. Like a guest. I opened. She held a small potted rose. I propagated it from the one in the backyard, the one your friends trampled. I let her in. We drank tea, talked. No yelling, no demands, just two adults. She said, family isn't automatic, it's earned. I nodded. And home isn't a building, it's the right to close your own door. She visits now every other Sunday, brings plants. We talk, she leaves before dark. The rose bush is growing again. And every Wednesday at 4 p.m., 3 other widows from the neighborhood come over. We drink tea, we review deeds, wills, passwords, joint accounts. We teach each other one sentence: no. Because sometimes the strongest word in the English language is only 2 letters long. So if you're watching this and someone in your life has ever said, go to your room, you're too old, this is mine now, remember Eleanor. Remember the folder in the bottom drawer. Remember the phone call at 10 p.m. Remember turning the utilities off, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. Because the day you stop being afraid to lose them is the day you get yourself back. Thank you for listening till the end. If this story touched you, leave a like. Subscribe if you want more stories like this every single day. Comment below, which part gave you chills? Or have you ever had to say no to family? I read every comment. And until next time, keep your keys close and your spine closer. Good night.